In lesson 2.3, we are going to work on some applications of integer operations. So we now know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide integers. Now let's work on equations with all of those operations. So our first example, Hannah made 4 withdrawals of $20 from her checking account. She also wrote a check for $215. By how much did the amount in her checking account change? Well, a withdrawal is represented by a negative number. So she made 4 withdrawals of $20. We're going to multiply 4 by negative 20. She also wrote a check for $215. When she writes a check, it's also withdrawing money for her account. So we're also going to subtract 215. By how much did the amount in her checking account change? Well, once we solve that problem, we're going to know how much it changed. So notice that's also here. And now we're going to solve it. 4 times negative 20. We simplify that first to negative 80. Then we do the subtraction because we have to do the multiplication before the subtraction. Negative 80 minus 215 gives us a final answer of negative 295. The amount in the account decreased by $295. So if we're evaluating that in our head, the value negative 295 represents a decrease of $295. The decrease is negative. This makes sense since withdrawals and writing checks remove money from the account. When money gets moved out, it's negative. All right, let's look up here at number 1 now. Reggie lost 3 spaceships in level 3 of a video game. He lost 30 points for each spaceship. When he completed level 3, he earned a bonus of 200 points. By how much did his score change? Well, he lost 3 spaceships. Each spaceship was 30 points. So we're going to represent that as a negative 30 points for each spaceship, and there were 3 of them. So first we need to do 3 times negative 30. When he completed that level, he earned a bonus of 200 points. A bonus is probably going to be positive, so we're going to add 200 points. By how much did his score change? Now we're going to solve this. So 3 times negative 30. I'm going to do the multiplication first. That's negative 90. And then I have plus 200, so I can do that addition last. 110 points. Reggie's score changed by 110 points. All right, doing number 2, we start with the multiplication, then do the subtraction. Negative 6 times 13 is going to be negative 78. I have minus 21. Do the subtraction next. Negative 78 minus 21 is going to be negative 99. All right, next example. 3 brothers each have their own savings. They borrow $72 from their parents for concert tickets. Each brother must pay back an equal share of this amount. Also, the youngest brother owes his parents $15. By how much will the youngest brother's savings change after he pays his parents? Okay, so we're just looking at the youngest brother's savings. So he borrowed $72 from their parents. Each brother must pay an equal share of this. That doesn't say how much each ticket was, just that it was $72 for all 3 of them. Because they each paid an equal share, we're going to represent this as 72 divided by 3 for how much each brother owes for the tickets. And then also the youngest brother owes 15. Both the 72 and the 15 are going to be negative because they're representing owing money. So step 1 was to determine a plan. Kind of walks you through everything we just walked through. And notice our final plan is negative 72 divided by 3 plus negative 15, or just minus 15. All right, last step is to evaluate or solve. 72 divided by 3 is 24, so negative 72 divided by 3 is negative 24. Negative 24 plus negative 15 gives us a final answer of negative 39. The youngest brother's savings will decrease by $39. All right, let's reflect on this a little bit. Suppose there were 4 brothers in example 2. How much would the youngest brother need to pay? Well, the number of brothers was represented when we divided by 3. So if there were 4 brothers, that equation would change to negative 72 divided by 4, and then minus 15. So if we actually solve that out, 72 divided by 4 is 18, and negative 18 minus 15 gives us an answer of negative 33. So he would owe negative $33. He would owe less than he would if there were only 3 brothers. All right, this example 3 is the last example we're going to do together. Jill and Tony play a board game in which they move counters along a board. Jill moves her counter back 3 spaces 4 times, then moves her counter forward 6 spaces. Tony moves his counter back 2 spaces 3 times, then moves his player forward 3 spaces 1 time. Find each player's overall change in position. Who moved further? All right, well, Jill moved back 3 spaces 4 times. We're going to represent this as 4 times negative 3. Back spaces will be negative, forward will be positive. And then she moved forward 6. So 4 times negative 3 plus 6. Tony went back 2 spaces 3 times. So we're going to represent this as 3 times negative 2. And then move forward 3 spaces. So 3 times negative 2 plus 3. If we solve both of these, 4 times negative 3 is negative 12, plus 6 is negative 6. So Jill moved back 6 spaces, and Tony, 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, plus 3 is negative 3. So Tony moved back 3 spaces. Compare the number of spaces moved by the players. Who moved further? Jill moved further back than Tony. So Jill moved further, but if you're trying to go forwards, Tony's still in the lead. All right, at this point, I would like you to pause the video and see if you can do number 8 all by yourself, and then play it back to see if you got it right. Ready, go. All right, Amber and Will are in line together to buy tickets. Amber moves back by 3 places 3 times to talk to a friend. She then is invited to move up 5 places. Will moved back 4 places twice, then moved up by 3 places. Overall, who moved further back in line? Amber's color-coded with blue, Will's color-coded with green. So the equation to represent how much Amber moved back is negative 3 times 3 plus 5. So Amber moved back 4 spaces. Will moved back negative 4 times 2 plus 3, or negative 5 spaces. So Will moved further back in line. And there are the answers to numbers 9 and 10 if you would like to check those as well. All right, your homework today is to do numbers 1 through 10 all.